Everyone, welcome back. In this special request video, I'll be solving this question. The question asks us to divide these two binary numbers together. Don't forget, when we say binary numbers are numbers in base 2. That is, when we have binary number is composed of number between 0 and 2 minus 1. That is, your binary number can either be 0 or 1. Because if you don't forget, the principle behind working in number-based system is this. When you are working in number-based system, we have what we call residues. Residues are the set of number you can obtain while working in that particular base. So if you are working in base 5, then your residues are number between what? Set of number between 0 and what? And 5 minus 1. That is number between 0 and 4. You cannot have 5 or you cannot have number greater than 5. So when you are working in base 2, then that's why you can only have 0, 1. So you cannot have 2, you cannot have number greater than 2. So when you are working in base 3, you can only have 0, 1, 2 as your residue. So what if you are working in base k? Then you can have what? 0, 1, 2 up to what? K minus 1. So if that is cleared, one thing I also explain is this. Operating in number-based system is the same thing as your operation, your basic arithmetic operation, operation in whole number. But what you have to take into account is the principle of the number-based system. That is, when you are working in a particular base, you must not have number which is the base or number greater than the base as your residue. Another thing you have to notice, numbers in a number-based system are pronounced one by one. So don't pronounce this number as 10,101. You are wrong. So because when you say 10,101, then you are telling us that this number cannot be in what? In base 2 again. Recall, before you can say a number is in base 2, then it must be composed of either what? It's 0 or what? Or 1. Likewise, this will be 111 base 2. If that is cleared, how do we now divide this number? No doubt, many students find dividing number in this number-based system, they find it very difficult, but it's not difficult to do. So you can do this using two methods. One of them is very simple, and the other one seems complicated, but it's not difficult as well. I'm going to explain, the two methods in this video. So the first method, which is the simplest method, is to what? Is to convert this guy to base 10, convert this guy to base 10, then after converting them to base 10, then you divide and take your number back to base 2. That's the first method. The second method is to use your long division method. I'm going to use the two approach today. Okay, now for the first method, recall the first method implies finding or converting the two numbers to what? To base 10. And don't forget, to convert a number to base 10 is not difficult. What first thing to do is to mark the number. I'm going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 0, 1, 2. Then you don't need to stress yourself, since even if you only take care of the non-zero numbers, because even after doing that and you later obtain 50, maybe you perform your operation. This is what I'm trying to say. If you want to proceed from this junction, what you have to do is to what? Take the number one by one and multiply by 2 raised to power. This is base 2. Don't forget, I have 1 multiplied by 2 raised to power 4 plus 0. But what I'm trying to say is you don't need to take 0. You will see the reason 0 times 2 raised to power 3. Because even if this guy, 2 raised to power 3 is 8. 8 multiplied by 0 is 0. Even if it is 1 million, the moment you multiply by 0, you are going to have 0 back. You don't need to stress yourself. Then you have 1 multiplied by 2 raised to power 2 plus, I don't need to take this guy because it will give me 0. 1 times 2 raised to power 0. I hope you understand now. Okay, now this will give me 16 plus 0 plus 4 plus 1. So if you add them together, you will see you are going to have 21. Is that okay? Okay, now that is for 10101 base 2. What of the second one? That is 11 base 2. Recall I have 0, 1, 2. You mark it, then you take the number one by one. That is 1 times 2 raised to power 2 plus 1 times 2 raised to power 1 plus 1 times 2 raised to power 0. And that's going to give you 4 plus 2 plus 1. So which is nothing but h. So which is nothing but 7. So that gives you 7. So then you now conclude by saying, therefore 10101 base 2 divided by 11 base 2 is equal to, recall this one in number base system, in base 2 gave what? We find the value to be 21 in base 10. You don't need to write base 10. If you are working in base 10, it's standard base. So base 10 can be written without putting the base. Then divided by, and the second one, we obtain this guy to be 7. So then divide by 7. What is 21 divided by 7? That is 3. And 3 is in base 10. Then you now take 3 back to what? 3 back to base 2. So then to convert 3 to base 2, don't forget, you have to divide by 2 repeatedly until you have number that cannot go again. So 2 in 3, that is 1, remainder 1. 2 in 1, 0, remainder 1. Then if you write it from, the bottom, I'm going to have 1, 1 base 2. Then you can now conclude adequately that 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 divided by 1, 1, 1 is equal to 1, 1 base 2. That's simple, isn't it? But how do you now use long division method? Because the question might be explicit, the type of method you have to use. So if that is the case, how do you use long division method? It's not difficult as well. Recall, we want to divide this guy by this guy, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 divided by 1, 1, 1. Then if I were you, you draw your table like this. This is your dividends, you put it here. Then you have 1, 1. If you want to do this, what you have to think is this. This is the hint I used to give my students. 2 in base 10 is the same thing as 1, 0, isn't it? 3 in base 10, 3 in base 2, 2 in base 2 is 1, 0, sorry. 3 in base 2 is also 1, 1. 4 in base 2 is 1, 0, 0. In fact, I used to tell my students to take note of these 3 guys. 2, 3, 4. Their value in base 2 is very important, especially when you want to work in base 2. Maybe you are adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So you don't need to, be stressing yourself by converting to, base 2 every time. Just know them offhand. So 2 in base 2 is 1, 0, 3 is 1, 1, and 4 is 1, 0, 0. So if that is clear, then you now understand what I mean here. It means if I want to do this guy, for example, now if I want to do this guy now, if I want to, this one, that's this 1, 1, 1, it's 7, right? Let me clean this, don't worry, you will understand. So then 1, 0, 1 is also 5. 7 in 5 cannot go. Then you have to marry it with the fourth one. Let's see what 1, 0, 1, 0 will be in base 10. That is also 0, 1, 2, 3. If you convert it, this is 1 times 2 raised to power 3. You don't need to get this. So since it's going to give you 0, then plus 1 times 2 raised to power 1. You understand now? So this is 8 plus what? So 8 plus 1. And 8 plus 2, sorry. So 8 plus 2, that is 10. So it means what we are trying to say here is that how many 1, 1, 1 are you going to see in 1, 1, 1 here, which is 7. Are you going to see in 1, 0, 1, 0, which is 10? You know, 7 in 10 is 1. Oh, I hope you understand that. So this guy is 7 in base 10. We know that this is 2. It cannot go. 7 cannot go in 2. That is 0. Take the next number, 7 in 101, which is 5. It cannot go. Then you have to marry it together. And we know that 1010 is 10. It means you've known this in addition, your 5 to be 101 and your 10 to be what? 1010. I hope you understand that. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Let me clean it. So we have 1010 111 10101. So you see what I mean now? This is 7, then 7 in 10. That is 1. I hope you understand. And then 1 multiplied by 111. You are still going to have 111. Remember, you are going to subtract. Okay, now let us now do our subtraction. If you subtract this guy, now what are you going to have? You know, 0 minus 1 is not possible. You borrow 1. But the one you borrow with half what? Which effect? So the one you borrow, we have an effect of what? Effect of 2, since you are working in base 2. Then I say 2 minus 1, that is 2. You understand now? So then this one remains 0. You still borrow 1 again. This one will be 2 again. Since the one you borrow, we have an effect of 2. 2 minus 1, that is also, 2 minus 1, this is 1. Then 2 minus 1, this is also 1. Then, you know, you have 2 here, you borrow 1 here. What do you have left here? That is what? That is 0. So this guy will be 0. You don't need to stress yourself. Then you now take the last number, which is 1. You take it down. Then that will also be 111 in 111. That is 1. 1 times 1111. That will give you 111. You still subtract. So then you have 0, 0, 0. You understand now? Then you can now conclude adequately that 10101 divided by 111 is equal to 111. Recall, this is your divisor. This is your quotient. This is your dividends. And this is your divisor. This is your quotient. You can see it's the same thing as what we obtain here. So it's not difficult to do. What you have to know, you think of that number as if you are working in base 10. Again, maybe if I want to divide this guy by this guy, you know, 10 by 100. Then you now say, you know, your 10 is like you are working, if you are working base 10, your 10 is 2. It means 10 is also 2. 10, which is 2 in 2, you know, that will give you 1. You understand now? Then 1 multiplied by 10, that will also give you 10. You now subtract 10 minus 10 will give you 0. Then you take the next 0 down. Then you now say 10 in 0, that is 0. 0 times 10, that will give you 10. I hope you understand now. Again, this place, you know, 1111 is 7. 10 is 2. 7 cannot go in 2. Take the next number. So 101, which is 5. 7 can also not go in 5. But it can go in 1010, which is 10. Then you now say 7 in 10. You know, 7 in 10 is 1. Then I say 1 times 111. I'm going to have 111. If you subtract, you know, you borrow 1 here. This one we have an effect of 2. 2 minus 1, that is 1. This one remain what? 0. You borrow 1 again. That is 2. 2 minus 1, 1. You understand now? And this one remain 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. You don't need to write it. Now write the last number, which is 1. You put it here. I hope you understand now. Then that should now be what? 111 in 111, that is 1. 1 times 1111, that is 111. If you subtract the two numbers together, you are going to have 0. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So if you have any question, you can send it to me. I'm going to solve it for you in my special request series, if I understand the question and if I'm available. Till I see you in the next video.